Hey, Bart, how's it going?
How's it going, buddy? You know, I had a Crush Live Poker subscriber say that you wanted to call in and talk about this hand, and I had a couple people that wanted me to kind of review it, like I did with the Doyle Brunson hand, and I said I don't know if there's really anything to review, but I did take a look at it, and you guys were at 60K, 120K blinds, and I believe that you started the hand with 80 blinds, and your opponent started with about 40 blinds, and it was blind versus blind, right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
And I don't know if you remember the action, but I do have it in front of me. This dude to your right that kind of looked like an old man coffee type. I don't know if he was playing that way. I didn't watch that much of it. He raised, and you decided to three bet, right? With the deuce three offsuit from the big blind heads up.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, I sat down. I wasn't there many hands, but I got the initial impression that he's probably a pretty tight player. I've been playing the diaper. I think they chronicled it, throughout the tournament. I mean, my path to the near final 50 there was pretty unorthodox. So I looked down. I have what's called the dirty diaper because it's offsuit. And basically, I kind of wanted to see where I was at the same time. What I'm mainly looking for is just a three bet there and have him fold and obviously just show it to the table. Because my thinking was, for 6 days I didn't get any cards. Initially when I sat down, my buddy was in the 5 seat, which I don't think many people picked up on, but my friend was at the same table, which was pretty surreal at the time. And he told everyone at the table, "Hey, everyone, buckle up." And then I think my very first hand or second hand I sat down, I three bet with like 10-4 offsuit. I showed the table and I said, "Yeah, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride." So I'm looking for action. In that spot, just my initial reaction off of Jensen was that he wasn't going to think I was going to sit down and just rip two bluffs in a row like that, in my opinion. So I kind of three bet out of the big blind to see where I was at. He four bet for I think
Pretty
about
small,
2
right? Like
million.
2.1
Yeah,
million or something like that, right?
yeah, about 2.1.
So at
And I
that point, when you
mean,
play the dirty diaper, I know that that was a whole thing, right? Kind of out of your Pittsburgh home game, or at least some of the poker news stuff that I had read about. I mean, at what point, if you three bet deuce three off playing against this guy, I mean, at what point are you folding to a four bet, or did you think you were just priced in because he made it so small?
it was the sizing. I mean, obviously the four bet's larger, or if he just rips, I'm snap folding in that spot. His sizing it really gave me a feel like he probably had tens, jacks, or queens.
So this guy makes it 325. You make it 900,000 with deuce three offsuit. You started the hand with just under 10 million. He started the hand with about 4.8. So you make it 900,000. The small blind four bets to 2.1 million and you call. So the pot is 4.2 million and the board comes out ace 4-4 with two spades. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And now he checks. Now, small
Yeah.
blind checks. Now, what was your thinking here when he checked you with just about a pot size bet left?
It was kind of like just like snap decision, blood in the water. I mean, like I said, I was already kind of thinking he may have to like jacks or queens.
Mm-hmm.
I think a player like that, if he has ace king, he's just jamming that flop. There was like a small bit of table talk. He was talking to himself, asking if I had 10-4 again. And then I had a few questions too. Like when I initially three bet, the dealer says, "I'm not sure if you can say that."
What did you
I said,
say?
"Hey, if you fold, I'll." I said, "Hey, if you fold, I'll show my hand." Which, at my previous table to that, I think I've been told that about 3 times. So I didn't know it was illegal or not.
I
But
don't think it's it. What you, I don't know. They have some weird rules about saying things to, I guess, induce action, but I don't know if that would be necessary. Oh, because I don't know if it's. I don't know the answer. There's weird things. I know where you're coming from. I don't know if it's try to induce action or saying that you're going to show your hand or something like that. But I think it's all right, and I would just continue to do it unless that they warned you. But So you felt like you were priced in, so you made the call, and then it came out ace 4-4, so you've got deuce 3 offsuit, and he checks, and he's got a pot size bet left. Did you ever think that he might be trapping you with like aces full or ace king or something like that?
I mean, aces could definitely be a distinct possibility. I mean, that's the only other hand that I think he's snap checking there.
Mm-hmm.
I think ace king, he's just getting it in there. And I mean, if he's got ace king, I'm snap folding. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have zero equity, you know.
No, I mean you got a great situation for you where you think that there's a good chance that he's got a high pair, right? And that, you know, if as long as he doesn't have aces full, and then if he makes some sort of hero call, you still have some equity. How many people were left in the field when you did this? Do you remember?
At that time, there was 59, I believe, right around there.
So was there a big pay jump? Like, was there a pay jump every few spots, something like that?
I think 46 through 52nd. That's where I ended up following. We're all about the same.
Okay.
So there was a small pay jump coming within the next few players.
But you didn't necessarily know if this
something.
guy was like super tight, though, right? Because you had just joined the table.
Just joined the table, yeah. I mean, I ended up finding out that he is extremely tight. I was just going off my first impression.
Right. So he just looked like he was a tight dude. I mean, obviously,
Correct, yeah.
poker is a game of incomplete information, right? So that's how we sometimes have to go and look at it. So you decide to rip. He checks, and hero moves all in, and that basically puts him all in. And what ended up happening?
He probably tanked for a minute, maybe less. You know, that probably has to be a sick feeling to him that you have kings and just an ace spam right in the window. I don't feel like it took that long, but he definitely wasn't willing to put his tournament life at risk with kings. As soon as he started tanking, I just knew he was going to fold.
Well, I mean, if he starts tanking, it's great for you, right? Because he's not tanking with ace king or ace queen or aces, so you know exactly.
Confidence is to the roof at that point that he was going to fold.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing. So Villain ends up having kings, and they go nuts. By the way, this is on Poker Go, too, if you want to watch the video of it. They made sort of a best of. You just, like, Google Nicholas Rigby in YouTube, and that will come up. So Villain has kings and folds. What's interesting for the Villain is that, I don't know, Nicholas, if you put the Villain, like, if I put myself in your opponent's spot, and I had king with a spade in my hand, and the hand went down like this, I don't know if I would fold. And the reasons why I think I don't know necessarily if I would fold is because, well, I mean, obviously, like, I block ace king, but I feel like sometimes with ace king and ace queen at like 40 blinds, you might just go all in pre-flop. So if I take out, for example, and maybe you slow play pocket aces, but if you're wild, so if I take out ace king and ace queen, and it doesn't matter if I've got aces, I'm dead anyways. So if I take that out of your range, would you snap jam ace jack or ace 10? Let me ask you this question. This would be one for your opponent's nightmare. If you played ace jack or ace 10 this way instead of the dirty diaper, would you have just snap jammed when he checked to you?
If he checks to me right there in that spot, yeah, I probably do.
Okay, well.
Ace jack, it's getting snap jam too.
Well, I mean, if you're going to snap jam with any ace, then you might get my money if I have kings. I mean, I didn't know anything about, you, but that would be my sort of read or my thought going in if I was your opponent, that how often is this guy snap jamming just an ace here with one pot size bet left? It's possible. It's possible.
PC bets, I might snap fold ace jack. I mean, it's all
on ace 4-4.
Yeah, well, like I said, with that, my initial impression was that he was tight, and I initially put him on jacks or queens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he just open rips that flop, like, I'm pretty sure he is a good. I'm not calling off with ace 10 or ace jack, or what would have been about 3/4 of my stack at the time.
I mean, that would have been pretty. That would, I have made folds like that. But I mean, if he bet small, I think you get priced in. But it's kind of crazy to go blind versus blind and like 3-bet like ace jack suited. The guy makes a really small 4-bet and you call, and then a guy rips this flop. I think in tournament theory, you're not supposed to fold. I have made crazy sort of exploits like that. But I guess my point is that if I'm wrapped in there with ace jack or ace 10 and then he checks ace 4 to me, I don't know if I'm just open ripping. But if you say you are, then, you know, it's a good balance. But I appreciate you taking the time, Nicholas, to calls. Well done. How much did you end up winning in the World Series, by the way? What was your cash out?
136.
136. Well, congratulations. I hope, did you have most of yourself?
No, I had less than half.
Well, that's still 30 or 40% is good. Not a bad payday.
I still stand by. If anyone else had my cards, they're out end of day one, beginning of day two. So,
well,
I mean, I guess how many times? I mean, if you would take a shot in the dark, how many times I had aces during the 6 days? What would you guess?
0.
I had them 3 times.
Oh, but, okay. Well, I thought you were gonna say 0.
0 would have been pretty impressive. Yeah. First time I got a walk, and then the other.
So you're saying that you got there because of the way that you played, which was pretty aggressive. Hey, that's how Jamie Gold won in 2005, 2006, something like that too. So.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of aggression. I mean, that's like if you look down through like the poker news, blogs, you're gonna see like obscure hands. There was a lot of hands that didn't get blocked. I'm calling down river bets with king and queen high. That happened a couple occasions. Just very kind of obscure, like unorthodox play. I just kind of made do with the cards I was getting.
Well, congratulations. You definitely brought a lot of fun and enjoyment to watching, and I think that's really important. And people, I actually made a tweet. I don't know if you saw my tweet about it because people were like, "Oh, I'm disgusted!" Right after they put it up on PokerGo. People are like, "Oh, I'm disgusted. That's disgusting. This is what I hate about poker." I'm like, who could possibly say anything bad about you or the way that you played? This stuff is great. It's great for poker. It brings a lot of excitement into the game. It brings a lot of recreational interest into the game instead of, a bunch of guys tanking for like 5 minutes per action, wearing a scarf and a hoodie and backpacks, and it's just the most boring thing ever. So I think that was one of the more entertaining moments of the main event, for me, at least in the last few years. Like I said, I appreciate you taking the time, Nicholas. Thank you very much. We'll definitely make a best of one of this one. And good luck to you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, and check out the coupon code in the description to try out the Crush Live Poker training site for free.